There is outrage. There's disbelief. Dozens of people say a local businessman deceived them.
And a News 4 consumer investigation has found the complaints go back years. Our consumer investigative reporter Susan Hogan is here now with the story you will only see on News 4. Susan?
Well, Jim, we first told you about a business called Access Mobility 2 years ago. The owner was accused of taking thousands of dollars from seniors for medical equipment like stair lifts and wheelchair ramps, but never delivering them. After our first stories aired, he paid those customers back, but the complaints continued to roll in. One by one, they showed up with their walkers, their canes, some carrying oxygen tanks. But to everyone you see gathered in this room, the effort to get here was worth it. Why are you here today?
To stop them.
To stop this man, Jim Clore.
I mean, it's one thing to steal from people, but to steal from people who are in dire straits, that's even, to me, just one more step lower.
News 4 brought these people together, all of them customers of Jim Clore. They say Clore took their money and then never performed the work.
He asked for $2,500 up front.
Kathy Samborski hired Clore to install a ramp for her 97-year-old father. She says after she paid him in April, she never saw Clore again.
He reassured me he'd be out early the next week. Well, he never came.
And he never refunded her money either. Kathy's dad died 5 months later.
I give half money.
Sue Gill and her husband paid $8,000 for a lift from Access Mobility. Clore promised it would be installed September 6th or 7th.
He keeps sending every day text message. Oh, my wife leg hurt. Oh, my daughter's birthday. Oh, I'm sick.
Sue had to carry her husband up and down the stairs for weeks until he died 1 month later.
He fell so many times, bruised everywhere, cut, head, everything.
One heartbreaking story after another.
Molly Harned,
Judy Harris,
Bain Rector.
and he's into me for
$2,500.
paid up front $2,500.
$7,625 for a walk-in tub.
All with similar endings.
But I always thought I was too smart to get taken.
Bain Rector paid Clore $4,400 in September. He never got his stair lift, but he did get a refund. And when he shared Clore's emails with us, we got a surprise. A different company name, 2911 Mobility. We did some digging and found out this business was created in July, and Access Mobility closed. News 4 scoured through court records in Virginia and discovered 48 civil cases filed against Clore, some dating back 10 years. Many of those cases were dismissed, some because Clore eventually paid the debt, others because he didn't have the money to pay, and then there are a few where he couldn't even be found to be served.
How many people have gone to court and just because he can't be served papers, they just blow it off?
We also contacted the Attorney General's office. Their Consumer Protection Division has received 11 complaints against Access Mobility. Clore worked with them to resolve 7 of those cases. 1 was unresolved and 3 are still open. And check out this warning on the Better Business Bureau's website. It alerts consumers to a, quote, pattern of serious complaints against Access Mobility.
We're trying to tell the consumer here, hey, we've received 30 complaints against this company, all very similar in nature, all very serious.
The BBB tells us they reached out to Clore before issuing the alert, hoping to resolve the issues, but
to this date, he has stopped communicating.
If somebody can keep having these complaints against him, how can he keep doing this?
But all of the complaints against Clore may have caught up with him. We've learned he is now facing criminal charges. 4 felonies in Stafford County, accused of taking money under false pretenses and failing to deliver products. He's due in court next month.
We were actually calling.
We reached out to Clore. He didn't want to go on camera, but he did tell us he is filing Chapter 13 bankruptcy and plans to refund all of his customers. However, the ones we spoke with say they just want one thing.
We just want it stopped. I don't expect to get a dime back.
Now, it appears that Clore's 2911 mobility website has been taken down, too. Now, Virginia state officials confirm that Clore does not even have a contractor's license as required by law. We asked the Attorney General's office if it was investigating further, and they would not comment.
These poor people.
Yeah,
and you said it right. Like, why is this going on?
Why does it continue to go on and on and on and on and on?
Well, as we said,
what are the regulations?
It all may have just caught up to him with these 4 felony charges. He's due in court in December. We will be there.
NBC4 responds to local homeowners who say they were burned by a solar panel company.
Each homeowner tells us they paid the company thousands of dollars, but the company never showed up to do the work. That's when they contacted our consumer reporter, Susan Hogan, for help.
It's dinner time at the Waggoner house in Arlington, and they are eating up a lot of electricity. The microwave, the fridge, microwave again, the lights, and the microwave again. The meter spinning, costing a ton of money. That's exactly why Ryan decided last fall to cut the cord and go solar. A similar reason why Tim Manning wanted solar panels on his retirement home in Bluemont. Both men, perfect strangers, have one thing in common.
Hey, my name is Nico Eckert. I'm co-founder and president of Independent Solar Solutions.
They hired Independent Solar Solutions to do the job. Their stories almost identical. Both signed a contract, paid a deposit, and then weeks later, before any work was even started, they said Eckert asked for more money. So what's this check for?
This is for the supplies, for the actual solar panels.
So he told you that he needs that money from you now, up front, before
they order it.
However, in the company's own contract, look at this. It specifically says it's against the law for a contractor to collect payment for work not yet completed or for materials not yet delivered. Unfortunately, neither homeowner noticed this and paid the company thousands more. Now, almost 1 year later, both homes still don't have any solar panels. Not even delivered?
Nope.
Get your money back?
Nope.
Did you get a refund?
I never heard anything. They have just over $17,000 of my money.
NBC4 Responds called and emailed Nico Eckert and his business partner Michael Janaeus numerous times, and when they didn't respond, we went looking for them. Hey, Nico, how are you? I'm Susan Hogan from NBC4. How are you?
Hey, good.
We found Eckert at his home.
I want you guys to just get off the property too, okay?
That's fine. Eckert told us we should have gone to his office instead of his home. Well, there's a problem with that because the Ashburn address on their website, well, it's now occupied by a different business. We also checked out a Leesburg address Janaeus is using in his email signature. Turns out it's his home. And look what's in the driveway. An Independent Solar Solutions trailer. No one answered the door. News 4 has learned of even more complaints against Independent Solar Solutions.
We expect Independent to step up and do the right thing.
Aaron Such's organization represents homeowners who want to go solar. He's now heard from at least 5 homeowners who say the company isn't honoring their contracts.
It was just something that came as a surprise to us. And again, I think we're really expecting them to come around and to meet the standards that we see in the solar industry in Virginia.
Independent Solar Solutions eventually sent News 4 a statement in regards to Tim Manning's complaint, so we read it to him. Independent Solar Solutions has maintained the position of refunding Mr. Manning's money or completing the project. The company plans on resolving this with Mr. Manning. Do you buy it?
No. That's the 4th time I've heard that.
As for Ryan, he agreed to share his story in hopes that maybe it will have a positive outcome.
This has the potential to be embarrassing in a different way in public to a certain extent, that maybe you warning them that we're going to do this and then you have an opportunity to fix it, right? Makes them look like good guys in the end.
Well, unfortunately, they haven't fixed it. We asked Michael Janaeus if he'd like to comment on the status of Ryan's contract. He acknowledged receiving our email, but did not provide a statement. Tim tells us he plans to pursue criminal charges against the company in the way of contractors fraud. It appears Independent Solar Solutions is still in business. Their contractor's license is still active. And we, of course, checked with the Virginia Attorney General's office. They have 3 complaints filed against them at this point.
Now to new concerns tonight surrounding those large motorized partitions found in so many schools.
You may remember the tragic accident in Fairfax County last May that claimed the life of a 9-year-old boy. Wesley Lipicki died after getting caught between a moving partition and the wall in his school's gym. Now, a consumer investigation has found most of the school districts in our area don't have formal policies in place about who can operate these motorized walls. Consumer investigative reporter Susan Hogan is working for you and the safety of your children. Susan.
Well, that's right. So we wanted to know more about these mechanical walls. How many of them are in the schools in our region? And what's being done to make sure our kids are safe around these powerful devices? What we learned may surprise you.
He was a dear, sweet little boy.
Carol Bailey is a retired Fairfax County teacher.
The kind of kid that wanted to help, wanted to do the right thing, you know.
She's describing 9-year-old Wesley Lipicki. Carol never got the chance to meet Wesley. However, she's friends with his grandmother.
She and I taught together. So Wesley's grandmother was a teacher, his mother's a teacher.
Wesley was killed last May while helping a teacher open a motorized partition in the gym at Franconia Elementary School. His head got caught between the moving partition and a wall. How it happened is still unclear. Fairfax County Police tell us their investigation is ongoing.
That's still a question I have. How could that have happened? And it shouldn't have happened.
Wanting to make sure that it doesn't happen again, Carol started writing letters, reaching out to school officials and state lawmakers. She even wrote a letter to the editor, which was published in the Washington Post.
I just feel like something has to be done.
So just how many of these motorized partitions are in our schools, and what are the rules when it comes to who can operate them? We contacted every school district in our region and found there are about 500 of these mechanical dividers. And get this, out of the 21 districts that have these partitions, 17 have no formal written policy stating who is allowed to operate them.
It's just mind-boggling. It is just, you can't imagine. And particularly after this.
Fairfax County Schools did issue new policies following Wesley's death, but Carol says they don't go far enough to protect students. She wants every school district to require formal training for staff members and would like to see additional safety devices added to every mechanical wall.
Once activated, the SafePath system surrounds both sides of the partition.
This is one option. It's called SafePath. It uses motion sensors and will stop a partition from moving if someone or something gets in its path. We were told the device cost about $5,000 to $6,000 to install per wall. Our investigation found Fairfax County Schools looked into the SafePath device after Wesley's death, but school officials tell us as of now, they have no current plan to install it.
It just seems to me that there's got to be some way to make it absolutely foolproof.
Out of the nearly 500 motorized partitions in schools across our region, we learned only one has an additional safety device. That's Drew Elementary School in Arlington that has a motion sensor device on the wall in the gym. Now, parents, you may be wondering, does my child's school have one of these walls? So check this out. We collected information on every school, single school in our region, and we have built this interactive map for you. Simply click on your child's school and the location of the partition will actually pop up. As a parent with a child in the school system, I'll tell you, it is information you want to know. And as far as getting these safety devices, oh my gosh.
It seems like a no-brainer,
The
Susan.
fact that they're out there is a total no-brainer in our, as a parent, right?
Sure.
But does it come down to money? Who knows? We're not sure.
Well, I would imagine so if that price is per wall.
Correct, exactly.
Many of our schools have several of them.
But we're talking about a life here.
Absolutely, and we are staying on top of this, let me tell you.
We know you are. Great work, Susan.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.